Hey everyone, welcome to The Hurry Up. This is a new weekly series where we fill all of you in on all the things that are going on with the Panthers. I am Kristen Balboni. This is Darren Gant, and Darren, we're calling it The Hurry Up because we have a lot to get to, because as we know, there's a lot going on with the Panthers.
Yeah, there's a lot happening. Maybe you've heard they've got the first pick in the draft now. That was not a thing at the beginning of the offseason, so that's put a whole new cast on everything going on this offseason.
I am convinced also that the front office and the coaching staff just don't sleep.
No, they can't. There's been too much stuff going on. I mean, from the minute Frank Reich walks in the door, he hires a cast of thousands to coach this team, all the offensive minds they've brought in to work on this project, and then they go out and get the first pick in the draft, so they've all got something to work on.
All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about pro days.
Yeah.
So you were on the road with a good amount of the Panthers football staff.
Right.
What did you take away from all of those pro days?
Well, first of all, thank God for Augusta Stone going to half of them for me, so I could go to the other half, because I don't think one person could have done it all without private travel. I think the biggest takeaway from me is the amount of people and how seriously they're taking this. I mean, they're doing this thoroughly and completely. So you've got Dave and Nicole Tepper out at dinner with Bryce Young. He had the scallops, by the way.
Good to know.
You had Frank Reich, Jim Caldwell, Thomas Brown, Josh McCown, plus all the scouting side guys, Scott Fitter, Dan Morgan, Samir Suleiman. You know, they had this whole contingent out on the road, plus the area scouts in each of these places. So every one of these guys they're considering at quarterback, they're laying about 24 eyes on at least.
4 eyes. Well, yeah, they really want no stone left unturned on the night of April 27th.
Yeah, this is too big a decision. You've got to make sure you get it right with what they gave up to get to the first pick. You've got to make sure you nail it. So that's why they're determined to be as thorough as they can possibly be with all this.
Even down to knowing what each of them got for their orders.
Yeah, Will Levis had the steak, by the way.
Darren, let's go back to free agency. So whoever that #1 overall pick will have a variety of different weapons coming in. We saw that in free agency. Also, they shored up that offensive line. Bradley Bozeman is back. Do you think there's anything else that still needs to be done on that side of the ball?
Yeah, I think the 39th pick in the draft, which is the second one they've still got after making the trade, I think that could be a potentially important part of this solution, so to speak. I think it could be a wide receiver, could be a tight end, a really deep class of tight ends in this year's draft. So that could be a factor on draft weekend at 39 too. But so much of the work was done in free agency ahead of time. They don't have as many blanks to fill in. I mean, they did a good job. Scott talked about that, of filling in all the blanks in free agency ahead of time, so they don't go into the draft knowing, oh my God, we have to take a wide receiver or we can't line up on something.
As we said, it has been a busy, busy time for this front office. You got a chance, Darren, to talk to a lot of the free agents coming into the building, all of them. So did I. So I thought we would share with everybody, like, what's one story that stuck out to you with this new cast of characters who's coming in?
Well, I mean, I'm a sucker for wholesome content.
Yeah,
so Thielen children running around is just, it melts the heart. I mean, who can't like that? So those kids are going to take over the city. They're going to be the next big thing. It's almost like when the Bosemans came in last year and just immediately became one of us. It was cool to see people embrace the city and embrace a new situation like that. And they're just adorable. So, yeah, that's going to be a thing all year long. I think people are going to they're going to like the Thielens a lot.
The thing that I loved that really stuck out to me was Andy Dalton. One of the first things he said to me in our interview was that he thinks that we might hold the record, the Panthers might hold the record for most red-haired players on an NFL team, and he was very, very proud of that.
Yeah.
As he should be.
Hayden Hurst, Johnny Hecker,
Yeah.
there's a lot of that going on. Plus, he and Josh McCown's going to have a little hair competition going on. Those two are both pretty sculpted, and it's. I asked Josh one day in the offices upstairs. I said, "Dalton says he's got better hair than you." Andy didn't really say that, but I said, you know, and Josh just kind of laughed, and he said, "Where do you think he learned it?" So
you know what's funny is that not only did you ask them that, I asked Andy Dalton that too, because we are journalists, people. This is the kind of content that we are bringing you on The Hurry Up. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next week on The Hurry Up.